Developmental mastery models are useful approaches for individual and team development in your Agile environment. While there are many different models out there, 3 common developmental mastery models particularly effective in Agile projects are the Shu-Ha-Ri Developmental Mastery Model, the Dreyfus Model of Skill Acquisition, and Tuckman's Model of Group Development. The Shu-Ha-Ri Developmental Mastery Model comes from Aikido, which is a form of Japanese martial arts. This model has been adopted as a way of thinking about learning techniques in an Agile environment. The concept is that a person passes through 3 stages of gaining knowledge. The Shu, the beginning stage, is where the learner follows or copies the teachings of one's master precisely. The learner concentrates on how to do a specific task without worrying about how much the underlying theory applies. If there are multiple variations on how to do a task, he or she will simply concentrate on just one way, the way that the master taught it. The Ha, the second stage, is where the learner starts to branch out and try variations of the technique. So in an Agile environment, for example, the Agile team will be looking towards improvement during retrospectives. Once a process is followed, adapting can be accommodated to know the best fit for an organization. It's logical to have a deep understanding of a process and understand what is working and what isn't before trying to branch out and trying variations. In the Ha stage, organizations try to figure out what works for others and then learn from it. And finally, in the Ri stage, the learner isn't learning from other people, but instead the learner is learning from his or her own practices. They create their own approach and adapt that to what they have learned to their particular circumstance. Here, the organization evaluates their own experiences and learns from them. The Dreyfus model is a helpful way of looking at how people acquire and grow their skill sets. Understanding how people learn is important for Agile teams, both those starting to adopt practices and those who are already applying them. This model can be used in Agile as an evaluation and coaching tool. Dreyfus said that to become competent, you must feel bad. But what does this actually mean? Well, as one grows their skill set, they go through the various stages laid out by Dreyfus. And as you begin to become more experienced to the point of becoming competent, you start to feel bad or become overwhelmed due to the number of potentially relevant elements or pieces of a project that you are now able to see. To advance and move through the stages of learning a new skill, you'll require clear instructions, rules, and boundaries. You will then begin to practice on your quest to attain new skills. As a learner moves from abstract concepts to concrete experiences, they will advance more readily through the stages. It is emphasized that concrete experience is where learning begins. The model demonstrates how a person moves through the stages on a scale by starting to use a practice and using a practice effectively and to the point where they are effectively applying the practice without conscious effort. The Dreyfus model is based on 4 binary qualities: recollection, which is either non-situation or situational; recognition, which is either decomposed or holistic; decision, which is analytical or intuitive; and awareness, which is monitoring or absorbed. Forming a team takes time, and members often go through recognizable stages as they change from being collections of individual strangers to a cohesive team with a common goal. Bruce Tuckman's forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning model describes the various stages that individuals who gather together go through to form teams. In the forming stage, team members are brought together. You have different levels of enthusiasm, just as there are different personalities and skills that make up the team. This is an important stage where the project leader needs to ensure that there is a clear definition of each person's roles or responsibilities within the sprint. In the storming phase, people start to push against the boundaries established during the forming stage. This is a stage where there is a potential for the team to fail. Team members have formed opinions about their teammates, and generally people's personal goals are taking precedence over the team goals. As a project leader, you'll want to coach team members in assertiveness and conflict resolution training and show them and demonstrate the appropriate skills. By the way, the storming phase is a normal stage in team development as the team progresses. The objective is to work through it effectively. Gradually, the team moves into the norming stage. This is when people start to resolve their differences, appreciate colleagues' strengths, and respect the team. They are focused on how to apply their strengths to the benefit of the team and help achieve the goal of the current iteration. The team reaches the performing stage when hard work leads without friction to the achievement of the team's goal. The structures and processes that the team has set up support this as well. In the adjourning stage, when project work is complete, the project team disassembles and everyone goes their separate ways. In summary, there are 3 common developmental mastery models in Agile. Shu-Ha Rhee Developmental Mastery Model, which outlines 3 stages of learning: imitate, understand, self-directed innovation. The Dreyfus Model of Skill Acquisition, which focuses on 4 binary qualities: recollection, recognition, decision, awareness. And Tuckman's Model of Group Development, which outlines the 5 stages of team development: forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning.